Now let's get the show on the road, my people. Now, like I said earlier, the last 5 days have been quite eventful for us Nigerians. During the new president's speech, he mentioned that there will no longer be subsidies. And barely 6 hours after that, everything goes kaboom. Not literally, but we're talking, you know what we're talking about, and we're going to get right into that. And of course, I'm ready to get into this conversation. But as you know, I'm not doing this alone. I've got 3 special guests today, not 2 as usual. I've got 3 special guests to eat into this conversation with me. We've got Nigerian content creator and brand strategist, Jayceline. How are you doing, gorgeous?
I'm doing great.
You look absolutely nice. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and then we've also got broadcast journalist Tosin Adeyemi. How are you doing?
I'm glad.
How does it feel being on Popcaster today?
Wow, I feel so excited.
Okay.
To be here for the first time.
I love how I remember I tell you guys that my guests are always blending with their outfits of the black and black. But that's not all that's going on. Today, joining virtually for the first time on Popcaster, we have multidisciplinary designer and brand building professional, senior designer at Design Culture, Lisa Akinfala. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Hi everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm so bummed that I couldn't be there.
You look gorgeous. Thank you so much for joining.
It's just so great to see, to just be part of this and see in your element. Awesome.
Great, great, great. Now let's get into the topic of today. Let's talk about the new Nigeria for a second. Now before we get into much details, I just want to find out from my guest, how have you been faring in Nigeria in the past 5 days? I want to start with you, Jayceline. How have you been faring, before we even get into details, in the past 5 days? How have you been faring in Nigeria?
So basically, I've had this ideology that no matter what goes on, I will be all right. And that's not to be selfish or to say that every other person, going through whatever they're going through does not matter. Like, I have problems that are going on, right?
Okay.
So I just have this ideology that even when the prices of both are skyrocketing, I will be all right.
Yeah, good.
If the market fools increase, I will be good.
I love it.
So it has not been very easy.
Yeah.
And I think that the whole announcement thing could have been handled differently.
Yeah.
But it has happened, and we just, as Nigerians, we are fighters, and we always survive.
Yes, there is. Okay.
And I think that's a gift that God has given us, because he knows that it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, Tosin, let me hear from you.
All right.
How have you been faring? Past 5 days.
Yes,
Just let us know.
I am a realist. I would say that it's not been easy.
Okay.
But there's something that usually comes to my mind each time I remember that word, and it's the word of the Vice President Shettima. It said the beginning of the Tinubu's administration would not be easy because we have so much problems bedeviling the country. So to start picking the problem one after the other, it will take a while before there can be stability. You get it? So my mind is already made up that
we're going to
face it together.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so let me hear from you, Lisa. How has the last 5 days been for you in Nigeria?
Honestly, it's just been depressing.
I can't hear you. Can you speak a little louder?
Okay, I said, can you hear me now?
Okay. I can
hear
you.
Super depressing. I'm not even going to say 5 days ago, till after the election, things have just been feeling one kind, So, but with the announcement, I wasn't surprised because subsidy wasn't included in the budget. There was no budget for subsidy at all. Tinubu literally just made a proclamation of something that was already there. Yeah. And Nigerians took advantage, and then we are the ones doing ourselves, honestly.
We are really the ones.
So I'm just taking it
as it is. It is what it is. Okay. I mean, it's really plenty, my dear. Kajuru is a lot. So as we know, the first full day in power of Nigeria's new president has seen citizens panic buying fuel following the announcement to scrap a decade-long subsidy on petroleum products. Now, in Monday's inaugural address, the new president, Bola Tinubu, said the subsidy was gone. However, he didn't mention any time frame or any more details to this major policy move. And of course, we trust our Nigerians in their inherent greed and unfairness to start gatekeeping the fuel and already hiking the price of the fuel they currently have, which was already bought at a subsidized price in less than 6 hours. Now, on Tuesday, the president's team clarified that he meant at the end of June and that the panic buying was needless, as the policy will not take immediate effect. This, however, did not make things any better, as people have continued to panic buy. Some people like myself, I mean, we're not even panic buying at this point, but we just need fuel in our vehicles. But the queues at the fuel stations are ridiculous. Now, some stations are not agreeing to even sell fuel at all. Some have, well, but locked their gates long enough for the queue to get crazy while we're, while still increasing the price, some by almost 200%. You might be wondering, why are we talking about fuel scarcity on Kasa? Well, Nibem, my people, it affects every single person, every single one of us, from the ride-hailing apps tripling their prices due to fuel hike and making it impossible for people to move around, to buses and kekes also having to increase their price to meet up to the fuel price. And there's chaos at the bus parks, to the woman selling chicken in her store to increasing her price because she has to pay extra for the fuel she's using to run her generator in order to keep her fridge cold enough. At this point, eating will soon become very hard, my people. I mean, a friend of mine even complained about the price of sachet milk, and I'm here wondering what sachet milk has to do with fuel. I mean, see, we really need to reduce the level of wickedness we have in this country. Just tone it down a little bit. In summary, everybody they feel up, everybody go collect. Whether you're in the entertainment space or you're in the corporate side of things, it's going round. We're all getting the heat. Now, we understand that the country is rather cash crunched, hence this decision to remove subsidies and, save the country some money. However, it's a detriment to the citizens who are already struggling to survive, not more than the gain. Let me start with you, Tosin, on this one. I'm so sorry. I had to take in, I've been talking, I had to take on the saliva, and then like, Tosin, Adeyemi, let's start with you. Is the detriment now to the citizens of Nigeria who are already struggling, is it not more than the gain as it stands in this situation that we're in?
What I'll say is that we all need to understand that this will not last forever.
Okay.
As Nigerians, we adapt easily to situations.
Yeah.
Look at, flashback to COVID-19, lockdown and all of that. At the beginning, it was tough, but gradually it was easing down and everyone got used to it. Till now, we still have people who still use nose masks. Yeah. You understand? So I understand that this time is very hard for a lot of Nigerians, especially those who could hardly feed like 3 square meals a day.
Yeah.
So now is a very difficult time, but I want us to all be patient.
Yeah.
We cannot say that, because of what is happening, we all must go out there, like scatter everywhere, you understand? You just need to be calm, and I'm very sure that, just like the president said, he said all of these funds, just like he met with the NLC, and they said all these funds will be directed to investment like education, infrastructure. Let's hold on, let's chill for a while, and let's just fold our hands. Like,
and what?
Let's not just judge, come to a conclusion that, the beginning of this administration is tough. So that means the next 4 years will be tough on us. No. Let's just calm down. We are all affected. I'm also affected.
Okay, Jayceline, are you agreeing with the let's calm down situation, or do you feel like the decision of the government is more detrimental than the gain?
So first, I'm going to say that Nigerians are the problem.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say that this is supposed to actually show us every single time with the COVID-19 thing, we saw the way the people who were selling the masks were doing their thing. Yeah. And then eventually POS people did their thing when the money, new currencies. So we need to now understand that we keep pointing at the government, but sometimes it is we who cause the problem, right? And we need to take accountability for that. While we're expecting the government to do this and do that for us, we need to take accountability for that. And another thing is, Rome was not built in a day.
Exactly.
And sometimes it takes pain, blood. There were a lot of sacrifice for a place to get to a point. Yeah. Yes, we had different people who chose a different presidential candidate and all of that. But now we have a president. Yeah. This is who we have right now. And the best thing to do is to put our hope together. The way we did for Hilda Bati. Let's take that energy and put that faith in Tinubu right now and say, you know what? Let's see what you can do. Let's just, watch you and give all our good energy towards this because we all want a better Nigeria. Exactly. So my take is let's all just calm down, do the best in our own means, and not be wicked in the different sectors. Yes, okay. And be kind.
Let's hear from Lizzo now. Do you agree with them, or are you saying that is it more detrimental? The detriments are higher than the gain, or do you also agree with the situation of things now?
As a Nigerian who has watched politicians, presidents come and go, I'm sorry if I have no good energy left. And we had the same conversation when Buhari got into power. Let's just wait. That was when dollar hit 500 for the first time. it was like, oh, we're just going to chill and just see how things work out. I understand that Nigerians are like the whole panic buying and all these things. It's not necessary. Are you going to buy enough fuel for 4 years? It's our new reality. It has come to stay. So I think everybody's just going to have to adjust, maybe like with spending or holding other Nigerians accountable, holding your governors accountable, holding like your local councillors accountable. We all need to get involved because, like you said, even this is unlike any other thing like COVID or anything else. Fuel is the lifeblood of Nigeria, really, because there's no power. Like we don't have like 24 hours power. We don't even have a place where you can say we have 5 hours of steady power supply. That's not available. So the manufacturers need to keep manufacturing. The keke man needs, Okada needs for it's the lifeblood of Nigeria. We don't even have like proper transportation, fuel. So when we're in it, we're just going to try to be peaceful. We don't have a choice. We're just going to have to go with the flow, but everybody just needs to buckle up. That's like the vibe I feel like we should be coming with.
Okay, everybody needs to buckle up at this point. Now, of course, we know the memes will be overflowing, and I saw some on our very own Osarogi's page, and I couldn't help but share. So let's check out some of the memes that have come out this period first.
I want to leave this country. I'm tired. What life is this?
This is nothing but a mad joke. It can't be possible. How?
I really love how we Nigerians joke through our pains. Social media is really our coping mechanism. Now, I really want to know, what are the options there for the Nigerians to cope? The young people who are literally, really still trying to find their footing, the struggles of the market woman trying to make a living, the young entrepreneur trying to push their business in this country. Is there a way we can survive it? How are you personally surviving and phasing through our current circumstance? I want to find out from Lisa first off, how are you currently surviving this phase, that is going on in Nigeria at the moment?
I'm just trying to like mentally make peace with the fact that this is our new reality. I don't know if people get that subsidy means that we're now paying the actual price of the fuel. Government has been subsidizing. Ideally, they should have planned for it, but right now we don't have a choice. Just make peace with what's happening. Try and adjust, your business. I've heard people, like close friends of mine who have like retail businesses or whatever, saying things like they're probably going to open 3 times a week instead of opposed to 7 or 5 times a week. Remote work has to come back. In full, a meeting doesn't need to be had in person. It should not be had. If it can be an email, send an email. So things like that. Our spending, we're going to have to remember that there's rice at home.
There's rice at home. Important. There is really rice at home.
So I think that's just where we all need to be at, because it has come to stay.
That's what it is. So before we go on a break, just real quick, let me hear from you. How are you surviving, or how do you plan to survive in this next, this current phase that we're in right now? As quick as possible, how do you plan to survive, Jayceline?
So I've already started to re-strategize and to increase the means of income at this present moment. So
if not, you will not cut that. You want to just make more money.
Exactly.
Wow.
Just make extra cash and mentally just accept that this is where we are at.
Okay, let me hear from you, Tosin.
All right, first you need to cut down on your expenses. Be prudent when you're spending. Then in addition to that, you need to spread your wings. Like
more.
Get more
streams
of incomes, like business, entrepreneurship. Just look for something to start making money. Don't focus on one source of income in this administration.
You can't do that. Okay. Now, adulting is tough enough as it is, but adulting in Nigeria is a different ballgame completely. I do hope the government brings measures to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal for Nigerians. In the words of the acting director of Amnesty International Nigeria, Issa Musa said, Nigerians should not have to pay the price of decades of political and economic mismanagement of the subsidy scheme. And on that note, we'll be heading on to our next story right after the break. Keep it locked. Welcome back to the show, my people. Now, for the next part, we're heading over to Hollywood, where Lizzo blasted users for criticizing her body online, as she is fed up and of her body being speculated about online, and frankly, she should be. For the zillionth time, someone else's body or health should really not be our problem. It should not be what we're talking about constantly on social media, and I feel like it's, at some point, it really gets a lot. Lizzo has talked about how people just keep telling her one thing or the other that is none of their business. On her Twitter account, which is now locked, the singer reposted a couple of completely out-of-pocket comments theorizing how and why her body is the size that it is. Now, Liar on Twitter wrote, "How is Lizzo still this fat when she's constantly moving this much on stage? I wonder what she must be eating." She tweeted this alongside a video of Lizzo performing on her tour in a green deconstructed bodysuit. In another tweet, someone posited that she must be trying to maintain a certain size for her brand, while she shut those ideas down quickly, saying, "I literally stopped eating fast food years ago. I'm tired of explaining myself to all the time. I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be smaller. I'm literally just trying to live and be healthy. This is what my body looks like even when I'm eating super clean and working out. Y'all speak on stuff you know nothing about." So, well, let's see a typical Lizzo diet. Let's see what a typical Lizzo diet looks like before we get right into the questions.
Pickle in it. I love burritos. I love burritos.
Lizzo's height is 5 feet 10 inches, which means she's tall for a woman, but her weight is approximately 308 pounds. So according to her BMI, she is obese.
Okay, I want to start with Lisa. I think I'll just ask everybody one different question because we're running out of time and we really need to go. So, Lisa, are people being mean and body shaming Lizzo unnecessarily, or is Lizzo doing too much? Let me hear from you, Lisa.
Honestly, I think that it's even disgusting that this is a conversation that we're having in the first place, because why is Rick Ross not getting the same backlash? Why is DJ Khaled not getting the same backlash? I've been seeing these men naked on my screen since I was like a child. And why are we having this conversation? Maybe I feel like she's doing the best that she can. And I don't think anybody really wants to be obese by choice. It's not like a thing of choice, because some people can live the exact same lifestyle and stay skinny just by genetics. And some people can do all that they can. And it's clear that she's trying. She has the best doctors, the best nutritionists, and she has enough money to do whatever it is she wants to do in her health, But I don't understand what people really want. Like, what's the intention between shaming this person or saying these things about her? Do you just want her to go and sit down in a corner, and just shrivel up? But she's doing she's living her absolute best life. Her music is awesome. She has 4 Grammys. She's doing awesomely well, and this is all we're literally just picking out to talk about. I'm not pro obesity, because every disease you can think of, the foundation of you can literally say obesity will cause more problems for you medically. However, it seems like even I can guarantee she's more physically fit than I am. If I walk up the stairs, I'm breathing, but I see her jumping, doing all these kind of things, but people just choose to
do what they want to do.
Exactly, and it's ridiculous in my opinion.
I mean, I totally get that, and I remember a point where you mentioned DJ Khaled, and I know Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, they've tried to do the putting out their bodies and all of that, because they're also plus size, they're also fat, and people have given them. I feel like people have given them the same energy. From what I've heard from the guys, they always, gave them the same energy. And it's not really spoken about much. So I want to find out from you as quickly as possible before we go, because we're really out of time. But from your perspective, do you feel like people or do you feel like body shaming when it comes to guys is different from when it comes to, the ladies? Let me hear from you on this one, Adeyemi.
The thing is that ladies get the most criticism.
Yes, when it comes to body
shaming.
So
what I would just say is that she shouldn't pay attention to social media critics. She should pay attention to people. Now, what got me about her is the fact that she said the love she's getting, as in the hate she's getting, outweighs the love that she's getting on social media. She should focus on her supporters, her fans.
And just let
she is beautiful. I really don't know why we are always saying everything on social media. And we put all our lives on social media. Yes, she is a celebrity. And I want her to know that she's beautiful. Every woman is beautiful and unique in their own way. Either you're fat, you're slim, just like what Lisa said. Don't be surprised that she will be more healthier than someone who is slim. So we shouldn't body shame anyone. Just every woman, every man is unique and beautiful in their own way. So social media or not social media, she should focus her energy on those who truly love her.
That's it. Just focus her energy on that. Okay. Before we go now, Lisa also mentioned that she's not exactly glorifying obesity and all of that. And there's been tweets about how in America it is the largest cause of like medical issues, health issues, and all of that. So just like from your point of view now, would you say that people on social media are glorifying obesity by supporting Lizzo?
I'll begin by saying that I have an anatomy degree, and so this just gives me an upper hand when it comes to information. So it's not basically about your food sometimes that makes you fat or slim. It's genes sometimes. Now there are genetic, factors, there are environmental factors, and eventually we talk about the food. So I would say that people need to stop trying to take, sometimes they're insecurities, they probably want to even shed more, even when they're very slim, or they want to add, and so they take that and put it out on other people. And some people are going through a lot of things, and they go on social media and they're looking for someone to pass that aggression on. So that's just what it is. I feel like she should focus on herself and all the love, because
she just has to focus on
hate is always going to be there.
There's a lot of craziness that is on the internet these days, and sometimes we can't even deal anymore. Anyway, while we prepare for the premium shege that we hope not to see this new week, my people, stay safe out there. Please be kinder with your words, because it's not easy for a lot of people. So we have to take it easy on people, easy on the social media and everything that we do. Until I see you next week, Yagazeri Guitar, have a nice day.